Welcome to the Celebration of Life gathering for Leslie John Carter. Leslie Les John Carter. Born in the gold mining town of Kalgoorlie on 2nd of July 1962, Les began his journey through life. Les was the eldest of two, son to underground miner John Carter and wife Mary Carter. John, a hard-working man, raised his two children in a very disciplined way. It was here that Les learned how to be a true gentleman. John and Mary met at Lord Forest Pool, Kalgoorlie, and were later married at the Church of England in 1960. Les was born at the Kalgoorlie Regional Hospital. Les weighed 7 pounds 12 ounces and was discharged at 8 pounds 10.5 ounces. Les had a very happy life growing up in Dugan Street, Kalgoorlie. Les had one sibling, his brother, Peter William Carter. Les went to school at Kalgoorlie Central. He was happy to go to school, although he did get into trouble on his first day. He loved all sports and joined in on all at school, but especially loved swimming. The first time Les ever touched beach sand, he screamed. He did not like the feeling of sand. Les grew up within the Goldfields Motorcycle Club and eventually rode a Honda CR500. From the time he was born, every year the family had a holiday and stayed at Kumbana Park, Bunbury. They would go fishing, canoeing, swimming, and even had their swimming lessons there until Les started his apprenticeship. Les graduated from Eastern Goldfields College and started his apprenticeship as a fitter and turner. Les and his brother Peter played water polo for the Gropers and sometimes oddballs. How fitting. Les met Charmaine in high school and they were later married in January 1987. A few days before the wedding, Les went motorbike riding and broke a bone. Charmaine was so angry she made his mother Mary take him to the hospital. November 1987, his first daughter Tegan was born in Kalgoorlie, followed by Trent, 1989, Mitchell, 1992, and Jordan, 1994. The family moved to Rockingham, where Lachlan, 1998, and Brianne, 2000, were born. The kids would spend most weekends out fishing with Les, aka watching Dad and his mates drink. Family vacations were in Geraldton, and they took Nana, who we would often play jokes on. Barocca and Vegemite? It's an inside joke. Les would attend the children's sports games over the weekends, usually several games: netball, football, volleyball, soccer, BMX. The list just goes on, as did the day. Charmaine and Les divorced and he moved to Safety Bay. Les then became a very familiar face at the Swinging Pig pub, the Vibe, and Liquids nightclubs. Les met Tracy and fell in love again. Les could not contain his happiness. Tracy proposed to Les in Bali. He said yes. He gained more than a fiancé. He had 2 more kids to annoy. Les and Tracy bought a house. This is how Tracy kept her sanity, dealing with Les. Tracy adored Les, and he adored her. Les and Tracy decided to move to Melbourne. Mitchell, Lachlan, and Frank decided to tag along. Les loved living in Melbourne. He took his bike everywhere. And he loved the food. And riding to get the food. Oh, and the food. Message from Tracy. I would sincerely like to thank everyone for the heartfelt love for myself, Les Carter, and our family. The overwhelming generosity of donations to the Leukemia Foundation, the personal tributes made to Les, and the continued support from my family and friends. Words cannot express my gratitude sufficiently enough to say thank you. I would like to take a few paragraphs from the eulogy that I wrote for Les and share it with you. Les will always be fondly remembered, dearly missed, and loved by me. My memories will be cherished always, and the honour I've had to love such a wonderful man will always remain the highest privilege in my life. Les. Leslie. Leslie John. Leslie John Carter. I would use all of Les's names, according to the situation. Always said with affection, and on occasion, frustration. But Les's reaction was always the same. A cheeky smile, with a twinkle in his eyes, regardless of my tone. Les would say, I like to push your buttons. Why? I would ask. Just to get a reaction, was his answer. Always cheeky, always having fun. Les would also say, you'd be bored without me. He knew this was his trump card to get our way with anything. It worked every single time, because he knew I agreed. An overwhelming number of accolades have come in from different people from all time frames of Les's life. The resounding terms of endearment are true gentleman, beautiful kind soul, a protector, caring, great sense of humour, wonderful company, awesome to socialise with, loving and giving. These are all testament to Les's true nature. A hero to many, appreciated and respected by all. Les had so many attributes, they all form together to make the most amazing, loving man. I would like to honour Les by quoting a few definitions of these words. Strength, resilience, courage, and bravery. Strength. The state or quality of being physically or mentally strong. Resilience is the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, significant sources of stress. Courage, the quality of mind or spirit that enables a person to face difficulty, danger, or pain without fear. Bravery, the quality or state of having or showing mental or moral strength, implies true courage. These definitions now state Leslie John Carter. With each word, Les owns them all. Les would say, if you can't change a situation, then there is no need to stress or worry about it. It is what it is. You have to make the best of what you have. Les lived true to himself. Though he was always mindful of other people's feelings, it is a privilege to love such a wonderful man. Thank you for sharing part of Les's life. He loves staying connected with you all. Tracy. Message from Mum. God closed your eyes and took your hand and left me to try and understand. Others are taken, this I know, but you were mine and I loved you so. You'll be in my thoughts every day, and in my heart you stay. I will always love and miss you. Ride high in the sky. Hi, I am Tegan, Les's first and eldest daughter, and let's face it, probably his favourite child. I had dreaded this day since Dad first became sick many years ago. It had crossed my mind. I wondered how the hell I would live without him. How could I get through life without him? If I ever needed to talk, vent, or cry, he was always the first person that came to my mind. He always gave me the best advice, or told me to shut up and stop being stupid if needed. As a young kid, I always wanted to do what Dad was doing and go wherever Dad was going. He never seemed to mind. As I got older and started sneaking into nightclubs, well, that is when he did seem to mind. No one knew he was my dad because he didn't want to get into trouble. He just said, I don't care what you do, just don't be at the same place as me. And when I was old enough for the clubs, well, let's just say, they are stories for another time. It was great being out at the clubs with Dad, although no one ever spoke to me after he would announce that he was my dad. One of my favourite memories was the night Dad and I went and saw El Nino, my all-time favourite band. I remember looking back to see him headbanging and thought, fuck yeah, that's my dad. When I got to meet the band a few years later, I told them about that night and how he rocked out. They said, what a cool dad. He sounds so awesome. And they were right. Because my dad, he was a fucking legend. I know that I can go on without him and nothing would make him prouder. I will continue to live my life. I can do this because of the strength I have. The strength that he taught me to have. Dad, thank you for being the best dad you could be. Thank you for encouraging me to always be my best. Thank you for always being that shoulder to cry on when I needed. Even thank you for the clips around the ear. when I deserved it. Thank you for showing me unconditional love, always. I never felt alone around you. I always felt safe and loved. A huge part of me feels completely broken, but I promise to keep continuing moving forward. And I will continue to make you proud. I love you, Dad. I already miss you so much. Rest peacefully until we meet again. Here is to Big Les. I wish Dad got a longer life. Cancer is fucked. I wish Chase and Dad got more time together, but it was good to see how happy they made each other. I really miss that. I'm glad I got to say goodbye, even though I wish I'd never left that night. I know he's proud of me and how far I've come. Negative to positive. We love and miss you heaps. Only now am I starting to come to terms with you being gone. This is for you, Dad. As one falls, four shall rise. Carter Boys. Hi everyone, I'm Mitchell, Les's third eldest. I moved to Melbourne with Dad just over a year ago. Before Dad moved to Melbourne, I went to visit him, and out of nowhere, I was asked if I wanted to come too. It was a very hard decision, with only 2 weeks' notice, but it was the best decision I have ever made. I got to spend 3 weeks on the best camping trip I have ever been on. Dad couldn't wait to test out his new camping oven and Lockie. I couldn't wait to test out all the delicious food. Anyone who has been lucky enough to try Dad's cooking will understand. After 3 weeks of camping, only me and Dad wanted to continue camping. The last few months we had with Dad, I didn't believe he was going to pass away. So I continued training 6 days a week after work. And unfortunately, didn't spend a whole lot of time with Dad. I would pop in and have a chat with Dad after training. He would always have a proud look on his face. Then the last few weeks, when I realised that he might not be here much longer, I stopped working and training. I needed to spend more time with him and help him. I regretted spending so much time at training at first, until I was told he would always talk about me and how proud he was of me, how dedicated I am with my training. Dad and I talked about my next fight. He suggested I should use Du Hast by Rammstein. So now this will be my next fight song. In December, I will use this. I will continue to use this as motivation every day on the way to gym. Even though I will not see the proud look on Dad's face, I'm never going to stop doing my best to make him proud. Hey everybody, I am Jordan, Les's 4th child. I have some really good memories of Dad, and I would like to share some with you all. Some of these memories brought plenty of amusement and laughter to both him and I, as we were always shit-stirring, and it was always a good time. We were too cheeky for everyone else. The way he could clear a room by smell, it was definitely not an enjoyable moment. But if you weren't in the room and you were watching everyone else rushing out, that was a hilarious thing to witness. Meanwhile, he would just sit there and smile with pride, like, top that one. Growing up with Dad, we got to do some amazing things, like going camping, four-wheel driving, fishing, swimming at the beach, going shopping, where he also would clear aisles. Dad shared his love of racing with us all and would often take us to Perth Motorplex. We would watch the drag races, the Nitro Funny Cars, and Top Door Slammers being some of his favourites. Dad would always make sure we were all having fun, but he would pull us into place if we were out of line. Unfortunately for him, this meant every time he left the house. Without fail, he'd have to tell one or even all of us off and to pull our heads in. Now time for a funny, yet scary Ducati experience with Dad. So, Dad says to me, "I'll take you for a ride." This wasn't too long after he got it. So he taps me on the leg and says to me, "Once we get on the open road, hold on, I'll give her a little bit." So I hold on like hell as we leave the lights, but my legs still go over my head. Then he clicks her into second gear and gives the beast some more. And what do we know? My legs are over my head again. These are some of the best moments I have had with Dad. There are a lot more, but it's a Carter thing. You wouldn't understand. Rest in peace, Dad. I love you and miss you so much. No words could ever describe how much of an amazing man, father, friend, and partner you were and always will be. Thanks for all the things you have done for me, my sisters, my brothers, our family and friends, and especially Tracy, who you love so dearly. I would say, don't party too hard up there, but we all know you won't listen. Hey everyone, I am Lockie, or Lachlan if I'm in trouble. I am Dad's youngest son, and the best looking, I must say. I've been on this journey with Dad from the very start, from when he first got sick. It was not easy, but as Dad would always say to me, "It is what it is, mate." I have many of good memories and funny stories about Dad, but one thing that sticks out the most to me is it didn't matter where I was going, I always seemed to run into Dad. The first thing we would do to each other was flip each other off. That was just mine and Dad's way of saying hello to each other. If it wasn't for Dad, I wouldn't be the person I am today, and I thank him very much for that. Words cannot describe the way I feel right now, but I will never stop making my father proud. I love you, Dad.
Hi, I am Bree, Les's best and youngest child. Some of my most favourite memories of Dad were when we would go riding together on his motorbike. I knew when he would squeeze my hand, it meant hold on because we were about to go fast, and I loved it. Any chance that I got to go riding with Dad on his motorbike, I took it, even though the seat was super uncomfortable and we would go for hours. I love the day when Dad came to me for advice. He was deciding which colour he should get his new Ducati. He asked me what I thought would look best, and to my surprise, he actually went with my choice. I couldn't believe it. Dad and I were always talking about motorbikes, anything to do with motorbikes. I told Dad that one day I would like to get a Ducati Monster. This was so we could go riding together. Dad, I may not be able to show off my bike or physically go riding with you, but every time I go for a ride, I know that you'll always be there with me.
When Jason was at the table, I kept on seeing him look at me while he's with that other girl. Do you think he was just doing that to make me jealous? Because he was totally texting me all night last night, and I don't know if it's a booty call or not. So, what do you think? Did you think that girl was pretty? How did that girl even get in here? Do you see her? She's so short, and that dress is so tacky. Who wears cheetah? It's not even summer. Why does the DJ keep on playing Summertime Sadness? After we get out of the bathroom, can we go smoke a cigarette? I really need one. But first, let me take a selfie.
Let me take a selfie.
Can you guys help me pick a filter? I don't know if I should go with XX Pro or Valencia. I want to look tan. What should my caption be? I want it to be clever. How about living with my bitches, #live. I only got 10 likes in the last 5 minutes. Do you think I should take it down? Let me take another selfie.
Selfie, selfie.
Let me take a selfie. Wait, pause. Jason just liked my selfie. What a creep. Is that guy sleeping over there? Yeah, the one next to the girl with no shoes on. That's so ratchet. That girl is such a fake model. She definitely bought all her Instagram followers. Who goes out on Mondays? Okay, let's go take some shots. Oh no. Ugh, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Oh wait, never mind, I'm fine. Let's go dance. There's no vodka at this table. Do you know anyone else here? Oh my god, Jason just texted me. Should I go home with him? I guess I took a good selfie. Selfie, 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 selfie. Let me take a selfie.
Let me take a selfie.
Let me take a selfie.
Yeah, yeah,
All the crazy shit I did tonight, those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for the night. That would be the best therapy for me. All the crazy shit I did tonight, those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for the night. That would be the best therapy for me. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, crazy shit I did tonight, those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for the night. That would be the best therapy for me. All the crazy shit I did tonight, those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for the night. That would be the best therapy for me. Hey, hey,